How to compare decimals. We have grids here where they are both divided into tenths. So to represent 4 tenths, we would shade in 4. And to represent 3 tenths, we would shade in 3 tenths. Now we can really see which one is greater than, which one is less than, which one's bigger. That's right, 4 tenths is greater than 3 tenths. Here we have 2 tenths and 7 tenths. So to really see which one is greater than, I'll shade in 2 tenths, and then I'll shade in 7 tenths, and I can see that 7 tenths is greater than 2 tenths. So this reads 2 tenths is less than 7 tenths. Here, though, our grid's divided into hundredths. So to compare these, we would have to shade in 72 of these hundredths and 83 of these hundredths. So if I shade in 72, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, and then if we do the same thing but shade in 83, which one's greater than? That's right, 83 hundredths is greater. So this sentence reads 72 hundredths is less than 83 hundredths. Now we have 42 hundredths and 40 hundredths. So I would shade in 42 of these hundredths and 40 hundredths. I can see that 42 hundredths is greater than 40 hundredths. Sometimes, though, we're going to compare decimals that are not both hundredths or both tenths. Like in this case, we have 5 tenths and 50 hundredths. So our diagram should match that. In this case, I have 5 tenths, so I'm going to shade in 5 of these tenths. And here I have 50 hundredths, so I'm going to shade in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 of these boxes. Which one's greater than? That's right, they are equivalent. 5 tenths equals 50 hundredths. Here we have 3 tenths and 28 hundredths. So I'm going to shade in 3 of these tenths and then 28 of these hundredths. Which one's greater than? 3 tenths is greater than 28 hundredths. 5 tenths and 72 hundredths. All right, so for 5 tenths, I'd shade in 5 of the tenths. For 72 hundredths, I would shade in 72 of the hundredths. Which one's greater than? 72 hundredths. So this would read as 5 tenths is less than 72 hundredths. I want you to take a really close look at this one. This can be tricky. If we have 7 tenths and 7 hundredths, this 0 is going to be really important because that's telling me that this is not 70 hundredths, it is 7 hundredths. So if I shade in 7 tenths, it would be right here. But if I shade in 7 hundredths, not 70 hundredths, that's only this much. So which one is greater? That's right, 7 tenths is greater than 7 hundredths.